So if you're going through a dry spell in your marriage, that's what this video is all about. Because I've been helping people for over 25 years, a quarter of a century, get through the difficult periods in their marriage. But I go further. I don't want you to suffer in your marriage ever. Marriage isn't meant to be some place where you suffer, regardless of all the jokes and all the things that people take for granted. The truth, this is the truth. And don't be turned off when I use the word God. God created marriage for us to feel joy all the time. I'm Paul Friedman. I created a whole science around marriage. Now, I used to be a divorce mediator, so it's not like I've been doing this my whole life, just since 2001. When I was a divorce mediator, I believed in divorce. I thought, you know what? It's run its course. If there's no kids, and in fact, in those days, even if there were kids, I didn't care. It was before I realized what was going on. And when I started helping people with their marriages, and I did so because clients who came to me for a divorce didn't really want one. They begged me, please help us save our marriage. So here's the deal. The deal is what I discovered revolutionized me. Now, it's going to take time for the world to catch on. It's always that way. But Western psychology has no business helping with marriages because they don't. So there are psychologists who understand marriage and they use their ticket in order to help people with their marriages, but they don't use Freudian stuff. They don't dig in. They don't blame you, blame him, blame her. They don't do that. They don't set up a competition to see, well, who's hurting who more? And when it comes to this topic, they definitely don't blame one of you, if they know what they're doing, for hitting this dry spell in your marriage. Here's the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is, by design, marriage is supposed to produce happiness every single day to the level that you've never experienced before. Let's talk about this, because this is the cornerstone for what we teach at the Marriage Foundation. When you get married because you want to be happy. You found your soulmate. You fell in love. And now that happiness that you know is within the boundaries of your marriage will just get better and better until the day you part from each other by death, not by divorce. How does that work? Well, think about it. Normal things that bring us happiness are fleeting. You get a new car. You get a raise at work. You get a better job. You get a beautiful dress. You get new tools. These things bring happiness. There's no question. But what brings more happiness than anything else is love. In fact, think about it this way. When you are experiencing love, experiencing at the moment, you are as happy as you possibly can be. There is no other happiness beyond that happiness. And when you are not experiencing that love, it's by choice. We're not taught this. We have free will. We have volition. And we're not taught to use this free will and volition to infuse into our marriage, which I call the sacred space of marriage, to infuse into our marriage happiness. So what is the answer here? What should you do if you've hit a dry spell in your marriage? The answer is very simple. When you have thoughts coming to you, and I'm going to give you a technique. When you have thoughts coming to you that are bringing you down, you have the power. You have to use the power to stop the mind. This is, you might call this an idea that you've never heard before. I never heard it before until I started helping people with their marriage. It's called using your free will the right way, for the right things. And at this moment right now, you can choose to not allow a negative thought to come into your mind. You could stop any and all thoughts that are not making you happy. And instead, you have the power to take your mind and go, oh, I love my wife so much. Oh, I love my husband so much. And you'll see those thoughts, those habitual thoughts coming in, saying, no, 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 there's this, there's this, there's this. You have the power to ignore those thoughts. You know, when I was a kid, there was this thing. If I tell you not to think about an elephant, you're going to be thinking about an elephant all day. That isn't true. Everyone assumes it's true. When I was a kid, I tried it. I decided I'm not going to think about elephants all day, and I didn't, but I didn't have the tools at that time to connect the dots and realize I have this power over my mind. So instead of letting your mind drag you down by the day-to-day events of life, what you do is you take your mind and you refocus it on what? Love. Love is everything. We get married because we fall in love. We get married because we want to be happy. We want to be happy from love. And then we let it go. And then we let it go. In fact, most people, when they get married, they treat it as if it's getting on a ride at a theme park or something. In fact, there's an expression that the wedding day is the happiest day of the wife's life. Oh my God, what a pathetic thought. So that means from now on it's downhill? No, you have the power over this. You do. So don't be contained. Don't be restrained by this idea that you hit a dry spot. You allowed your mind to drag you down. That's really what's going on. And the technique I said I was going to help you with is this. Go to the mirror right now. Well, not right now. Wait until after the video. And look at the person in the mirror. And they're probably looking like this. And then you'll start fixing your hair. That's what I do when I get in front of a mirror. I start fixing my hair. Fortunately for me, it doesn't take very long. Instead of doing that, look at the person you're seeing in that mirror. Is that person happy? And if that person is not happy, say to yourself, wait, that's me. I am happy. I am naturally a happy person. And then feel your heart. Your heart is over here, not up here. Feel your heart and let that energy of love come up into your consciousness and be that happy person. And watch the frown turn into a smile. And then you know who's in charge of you. It's you. You see, there's a division of labor within us that we're not taught about this. And this is not religious, by the way. This is actual. And Carl Jung put it into a little different way, but he talked about the same thing. Freud did not. Freud was an idiot. But Carl Jung was a spiritual psychologist, you might say. They were contemporaries. And Carl Jung said that there is the higher you. This higher you is the soul. And then there's the lower you. It's the mind. And we are in a battle between us, the soul, and the mind. And we also have a body. Talked about that too. And the body is driven by biology, isn't it? I mean, a body is biology, right? So when you put it all together, it's called psychophysiological. And what is affecting us when we don't take charge is the innate qualities of a body, of the cells that comprise the body. And what are those cells all fighting for? Survival, right? We know this. We know this. But here's how we put it together. So there's this battle going on between you, the soul, or the higher you, and let's reduce it down to the ego. Let's call it the ego. That's the term that he used. You have the ability to win every single time. And that's the technique. Transform yourself into joy itself and infuse that into your marriage and watch what happens. Okay. Now, if you'd like to take some next steps and make your marriage incredible, let's talk about that. Now, if your marriage is doing okay, but you could use a little help, you can just watch these videos. It's free. Or you could read my articles. They're free. Or you could take the next step. Get one of my books. We have 2 books. One is Lessons for a Happy Marriage, and the other is Breaking the Cycle. And the only difference is one is a little more complicated because I wrote Breaking the Cycle for when I started to train marriage counselors into our system. Now, if your marriage is really like, oh my God, I don't know how long I could take this, then by all means, don't worry about the money. There's plans that start for less than $10 a week. Get the online course. We have one for women and we have one for men. They're both spectacular. And if both of you, and it's rare, but go to our website. And if your spouse wants to sign up too, they can, but later. First, you find out what it's all about. One thing I promise you is within days or weeks at the most, you will be blown away by the amazing changes that are happening already. God bless you. And please like this video, but more importantly, subscribe so you can get this entire series of the toxins that hit your marriage. I'm Paul Friedman. God bless you and take care.